Hi, I'm Jay Luck, Master Hypnotist Trainer for Apple Valley Hypnosis and Wisconsin Hypnosis Center. In a moment, you're going to see videos of people talking about how they felt before and after they did hypnosis. And I got to tell you, it's going to seem like magic, but we teach people how to change their mindset, how to change what's going on in their subconscious mind. And so when they make those changes, it's pretty awesome. In fact, it feels magical. Enjoy the videos.
I mean, I'm a guy that never ate breakfast. If I ate lunch, it was a Whopper with cheese and supersize it. I did that a couple times a week. And I'd get home from work and I'd eat from 6 o'clock till midnight, constantly. Mm-hmm. I was probably eating 8,000 calories a day, and most of it not good. I'm eating 3 meals a day now. And this is something I didn't think I could do. At 50 years old, to change and switch into a three meal a day lifestyle, that was a different step. Mm-hmm. But I found very quickly that I could do it. And I'm not hungry. I'm not snacking between meals. I don't eat after supper, and I'm not going to bed starved. I feel good about it.
I'm very satisfied with my results. The results have been, really have exceeded my expectations, but now it's almost like I'm on a roller coaster going really fast, and I know I'm not done with my weight loss, and it's just happening, almost like an involuntary response. I knew that I wanted to do something, and I didn't know what, and I'd heard about hypnosis. I'd tried the patch. I'd tried the gum. I tried just putting them down. I tried everything. I would get so bad, I would climb the walls. I'd make my family miserable. I mean, so bad they would go out and buy me a cigarette. So, Mama, please smoke or we're going to kill you. You're driving us nuts. And I said, I've got to do something. My mother died of emphysema when she was 57. I'm 47. And my chest was starting to hurt. Nothing was working. I could smoke a cigarette, chew the gum, and wear the patch at the same time. And I said, I've got to do something. So she looked in the phone book. She found it. She made the appointment for me. She and my husband, they thought they were being sneaky. And they all went with me for my evaluation. And I was scared to death. Totally and completely terrified. And after talking to Karen, I was fine. I went in and I had no problems. I was a little nervous the first time with Ross. And after that, it's the best thing in the world. It's so relaxing. It's fantastic. You go in and you say, okay. This is the best part of my day.
It was almost a no-brainer. I mean, there wasn't any effort required whatsoever, really. I went to that first session, and I went home, and I think I still have a can or two of Skull lying around the house someplace that every once in a while I see, and I say, well, I got to throw that away. But even when I see it, there's no desire for it, and I have friends who chew around me at work, and there's no desire. There was no effort required at all.
It was very easy. The first week, I lost 7 pounds, and right after my first visit, I did not have any more soft drinks. That night, when I went home for dinner, my husband wanted pizza, so I called and ordered a pizza, and I didn't realize until it got there that I'd ordered a vegetable pizza instead of the meat lovers. And then he goes to sit down to eat, and he looks at it, and he's like, did they send us the wrong pizza or what? And I just sit there and I Google and I just sit there and I start eating. And then after I've only eaten 2 pieces instead of where usually I would eat like 4 or 5 pieces. And he said, well, you're not eating very much. And I said, well, that's all I want. And he's like, well, what happened to you? Need to call and tell them that they brought us the wrong pizza. And I said, Ray, I ordered vegetable instead of meat lover. And he said, well, that's fine, but next time, in case you order it kind of half and half. But things happen like that, and you don't really, notice it until you've done it. And a lot of times you'll do things, and after you've done it, you just sit there and giggle, and people look at you like, what's her problem? She's sitting there by herself and she's giggling, but you've done something that you've never done before. And you're sitting there wondering, well, why did I do that?
First time I gave up, I had stopped for about 10 days straight. Matter of fact, some of the guys I work with on the Samson, the crane that I work on, they got an old pack of my cigars that I had, and they stood in a semicircle smoking, blowing it in my face. It didn't bother me at all. It was amazing. And then, well, you have to know construction workers. They didn't believe me because I had said I quit so many times where I was going to quit. So they were kind of tempting me, and it didn't bother me at all. Well, it's done a lot. It's done a lot, actually. I think the biggest thing I noticed from the get-go was the release of stress. What I was finding difficult is, I would go to work and I was working so much that all I could think about was being, what I want to do with my daughter, what I want to do when I have a JC chapter meeting tonight or whatever, or when I'm doing those functions, I would think about what I should have been doing at work. It's really put things in perspective for me. So from the get-go, my stress level went down. So my anxiety went down. I was able to concentrate more at work. And when I was not at work, I was able to do the things that I wanted to do and enjoy it and not feel guilty. That was a big one for me. I realized that I wasn't, first of all, I began cutting out the things that weren't good for me, which cut out a lot of the cravings because of the chemicals and stuff in those foods. And it did. And it happened in a way that I didn't even realize or even think that I didn't even know that it was happening. It's something you look back and you go, I didn't eat my whole plate that day. I didn't eat everything that was on my plate. Or just going through a day or most of the day or totally forgetting about breakfast or having an apple and feeling good till 4 or 5 o'clock. It just happened so easily that it's surprising. You look back at the end of the day and go, gee, I only ate once today or something like that. So yeah, it does happen easily and effortlessly.
I have more energy. I've never had this much energy in my life, and I want to do things. And I definitely started exercising. I used to hate the word gym. My daughter has had my first grandson, and she told me she was going to name him James. And I said, don't expect me to ever call him Jim because I hate the word gym, meaning GYM. And to this day, I still call James. And I join a gym and I enjoy it. I look forward to it. In fact, some days when I can't go to the gym, I really feel like I'm neglecting myself or I'm missing something out of life.
I feel better. I know it was the right thing to do. You read so much about it, it's bad for you. So I know it was the right thing to do. I feel better. I'm more healthy. I know that. I smell good. My things smell good. My husband likes it because he's never been a smoker. So he's happy that I no longer do that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
People that care about me are happy that I don't do it.
The fact that when I want to go someplace or when I sat down on a couch, it used to be once I got to the couch or once I got to my chair, that was the end of the night. Now when it's down on the couch or the chair and sit there for 10 minutes and watch TV, and it's like, no, I've got to go do something. There's always something going on. It seems like my mind's a little bit better. My memory's a little bit better now. I don't know if that's just from reading other stuff or it's because of the food that I'm eating or what that is. It used to be somebody would tell me something and I'd forget about it tomorrow, and now it's, they say something. I said, yeah, you told me about that yesterday. I remember that.
Tremendous amount of confidence. Mm-hmm. Listening to the tapes has helped. Because I have the tapes at home, I'm able to listen to them when I want. And if I feel stress at that moment, I can just go sit down and listen to the tape. And I feel much better after that. Mm-hmm. Feel refreshed.
After I attended the seminar, it was very easy. It was no longer a struggle. I didn't even want another cigarette. So it was the easiest thing I've ever done.
Okay.
I went for the interview, and evidently I was a good candidate. And I signed up, took my first personal session with Rob. And the day that I left from there, after my session, I got in my truck. I drove home, and I could not believe it. I had not thought about a cigarette. And I haven't had one since. And I don't mind being around people that smoke, because that was one of my requests to please, fix it so that I could be around my friends that smoke.
Yeah, I think they have really been fantastic bunch of people. They've done everything they said they would do, and if I felt like there was something they hadn't done that they should do, if I went back up there, I'm sure they would take care of it.
Mm-hmm. I really didn't have any problem. The first night, it was really funny. When I went home, I loved to snack, and I didn't need to because I really wasn't hungry, but I did it, and I had those habits. So the first night I went home and fixed dinner, my husband and I ate, and the night went on. I went on to got ready to go to bed, and I asked him, I said, did you notice? I said, Danny, I didn't snack. He said, yeah. I was afraid to say anything because I was afraid it would break the trance.
Well, I feel like that at my age, I'll be 46 my birthday, and I feel like the second half of my life, the next half of my life is going to be better because I don't have the extra baggage of all that extra weight. I'm not so physically uncomfortable. Socially, before I would always look for excuses not to go places. I would spend a lot of time in my room. And now I go out a lot more. I do a lot of things. And my daughter said the other day, she said, Mom, you've got more of a social life than I do. So it's completely changed my outlook.
Probably the most important thing I accomplished through hypnosis is a positive mental attitude and a well-being, a positive mental attitude about myself and my job and things I do on my job. Like I said, I'm an automobile salesperson, and to be an automobile salesperson, you must make the customer feel relaxed in doing business with you, and that starts with a smile and a positive mental attitude, and I think that has helped me present that to the customer.
Mm-hmm. It took away the cravings for a cigarette, the desire. I've never wanted another cigarette.
I don't eat between meals anymore. When I eat, I've never really been a big sweet eater, but if I'm going to have any kind of dessert, a lot of people will eat dessert and 2 or 3 hours later they'll go and they'll get a little piece of cake or a little piece of brownie or something. And just going through the nutrition classes, that Michael does, that helps you too, where if you want it, you eat it. And if I want it, I do eat it. But you just notice after a while that you change the way you want to eat. Instead of in the morning, instead of going to McDonald's and getting a greasy biscuit, you want a banana, or you want an apple, or you want an orange, or you want, something like that. You don't want to go and get a greasy biscuit. As a matter of fact, I've been to get my husband a biscuit from Hardee's and could actually almost get sick from the smell. It just smelled greasy, the smell of it, and you just like, how can you eat it? You feel like you can just feel the grease in your mouth just from smelling it. It's just, I don't know how to explain, how it begins to work or anything, but you don't get hungry